Afenyo Markin begs Kennedy Agyapong over Bawumia NPP exposé. Hey, Bawumia NPP exposé. Now, who is Kennedy Agyapong? We all know this former MP. He was an MP for several terms. The people got to know him. He got to know the people even more. He told us he started life by selling candies on the street. PK, to be very specific. And then he rose on the ladder of life. Right now, he says he's a very rich man. He has several tens of houses across Ghana and beyond. He has houses in America and beyond. This is an NPP politician. He tried to be the flag bearer of his party, the NPP. Twice he failed. This is Kennedy Agyapong. He is a man who speaks his mind. And a lot of the time, people say he talks too much. Other times, people say he opens his mouth just too wide. But no matter how you speak the truth, whether with a loud mouth or a small mouth, the truth is still always the truth. The truth, my brother, my sister, does not need any garnishing or polishing. The truth is the truth. And this is what Kennedy Agyapong thinks he says. A few days ago, he spoke about the Afriyie hospital. And then people were talking about this. He talked about the fact that the MDC, oh my God, have mercy, only 15 months in power, was being asked too much for. Can I break that down? You were in power for 8 solid years. The Afriyie military hospital was sitting there at your mercy. You subjected it to the vagaries of the weather. Rodents and even reptiles inhabited this beautiful facility. You never saw anything wrong with it. All of a sudden, the NDC is in power, and within 15 months, you are already pushing for the NDC to complete the hospital. He thought that was unfair. And he also went ahead to say some other things that hurt the NPP, as if that was not the end. He broke into a radio program on Net2. Oh my God. And it was publicized all over the place. What did Kennedy Agyapong say on that show? Do we all remember? My brother, my sister. He spoke his mind. And then he said things that broke the heart of the NPP. What did he say? He said, you know what? You guys are thieves. The NPP, you couldn't finish with the agenda 111, not even a single hospital. You were even selling contracts in the agenda 111 to party cronies and some other people, 10%, 11%. He said, come June next year, he's going to open up his party inside, out, up, and bottom, and disgrace the party to the maximum, and the party will never come back into power. My brother, my sister, this was the radio, TV show that Kennedy Agyapong spoke on. Watch this.
Media, some person Ghana ye, some of my young can create. The Unia, now see Union men can. Over then I will pray what I say, Ghana, a pese. A campaign first with Biggie. Now, me are disappointed in the army of Abnasapo. Say, Mimikwa. Or no, a chairman. Or no, a chairman. Omu sanity who said the Bena or the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and Interior, a coin. Now, Uncle checking in minutes. Say, she a friend Bisaya or Kase. Omo aye at 85%. Then I echo Oma Mianko. See, Minia, asem na aba NDC for mistake, MPP for mistake. Eye Ghana and ye did not to a paso and ye who. Yeah, the only pa omo yarea minka obi se see ye didn't call China. The refer will be or India. And to see a year. You have call India and now China. Say, Yabian to war. And I will say, oh, more dainty, put me cut in Opibia. May MPD for them ye better. Men can be the answer. Now, almost said, Niomo Yano, our campaign. They can't shut me down. Ghana for person here. Mummy say almost agenda 111. Come to be completely back Ukraine. Almost ton contract, you know. I demand other people at 10%. Ghana, me say, and then MPP for they should be careful with me. So maybe you're better. Only a mess beans all over the place. Now man I catch you say, me my president Amini. Maybe free me sight never know. I'm only thinking of the youth of this country and not entity. Agenda 111, Mumisa Wom, Saba Kokrom Ria. They sold obiti contract now. Now I got home. Watching 10%. Anybody to me, Muria, move about the criticizing NDC for Mimi and will be so day. Contract Abraham, he said, only. Now on tier 11%, $55 million or per 11%. And you on tier advance 7%. And so on. Masa, Ghana, Eddie Yakui. Ghana, Eddie Yakui. Politicians, we are deceiving the general public. And we'll be entering Kamanuntu. My jeans everything, men Kasania, you know. We'll be entering scared of this country. So long as I live, na me ye Ghana ni, na me tu kwan, na me musa ni ankofo build wo mu kura. Me ma odia scare me e wo Ghana ha. I'm not afraid of anybody. I will only speak the truth. Enti so mo pa mo sa anyi ju o ma no, na bodin agenda 111 wo mu aji ye, a wo mu poton ye. Please, I Ghana. Aden mu de mu wi ana ma sorry, ba mo ko hospital wo baby. We have to be fair to Ghanaians. And obviously we are better. Now what do I mean? Who can say me better? Who will be? Now what I catch yourself president in Guanabay? Why in the catch yourself president in Guan? Everybody, we are more sorry, I'm more quiet, la sulala. I'm more begging for a businessman for Sika. Come and see the people that are coming to me. Mina officer me better. Muria Mosima Winikra Mutme Kasa. Opposition, who is talking? Who is talking? Because I think the work to bring in Amoto. Kasa says here, Yababa the fall. Who is defending MPP? I've been quiet. But Obia to me and Kamikasa Boa and show. My shed out my 18. But Obia Pawanya. Documents I'm remember out. Rather catch them say, be me a better. FATN, almost me a better. MPP for we couldn't fight galamsey because majority of executives in no me galamsey. And also woman control a woman platform. Misro home. Then I move book country nisa. We are more be blame will be. Me a better. Me a better said the other. Me say me call election, me say me make me lose. And I really don't care. But I'm not going to work for MPP. That mean I will have a catch and say 10 cents of Kennedy Agyapong. And now let me talk. I mean, my private self, me abronya and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Me attach here and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Me address up and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Me chairman and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Me Kota and Kojina platforms in your campaign. You don't put out next year, you see what will happen in this country. You think I'm afraid of you guys? And I'm not afraid of anybody. I've decided to keep quiet. But if you push me to the wall, you will see some power. Please. Yeah, but can't put no. Nobody can scare me in this country. Nobody. Yeah, everyone of mine better.
I like it when Kennedy Agyapong is heated up like this. Then you realize that he has no boundaries. It's like a raging fire. Oh, yes. Now, you heard all the things he said. He said they couldn't fight galamsey during the NPP era because majority of the members were engaged in galamsey. You heard his own voice tell us that. Majority of the MPs in the NPP were engaged in galamsey, nation wreckers, useless people. Yet they will come and pay lip service to the nation. That galamsey is killing us. We need to fight galamsey. Yet these are the same people doing it. When a fish comes out of water to tell you that the crocodile sleeps snoring every day, you have no business doubting this fish. You don't live under the sea, do you? You don't live in the water, do you? Kennedy Agyapong is a member of the NPP, not an ordinary member. He's a big wig of the party. Yes, a big wig. And he's a financier of the party. My brother, my sister, he's giving so much money to Abronye and all those people to run their campaigns. And he keeps saying this time and again. My brother, if Kennedy Agyapong knew who was doing galamsey, why has it taken him so long to bep up this? Why has it taken him so long to tell us that Agenda 111 was nothing but corrupt? It was bereft with so much corruption. Why has it taken Kennedy Agyapong so long to stand for Ghana the way he claims he's standing for Ghana? Sometimes that's the problem I have. He will tell you nothing happens before his time. But having said this, he has told them, you claim that I am bitter because I lost the election to Bawumia. I will show you that I am bitter than what you think is bitter. Come June 2027. This is what has scared them. They are running helter-skelter. The NPP has written a very long petition against this man, a one-time honorable of the Republic of State. Now they call him a villain. This is what has scared them. And now they are having crisis meetings left, right, and center. But Kennedy said he wouldn't budge. He mentioned some 5 people that he will never stand on the same platform with. Number 1 is Koka. Number 2 is Atachia. The 3rd person, he said, is Chairman Sabonsu. Number 4 is his own baby mother, Ajuasafo, who presently is in crisis herself. Oh my God. And then number 5 is Abronye. My brother, my sister, these are also big wigs of the party. And all of them are in the camp of Bawumia. It looks like he's ready to turn his guns at full mast towards Bawumia and annihilate him and his campaign. Would he succeed? Afenyo Markin is a very good friend of Kennedy Agyapong. They come from the same region, the same area. He himself is an MP. And of course, he's also a minority leader in parliament. My brother, my sister, this is one of the most disrespecters of the law in our country. They claim that they are lawmakers, yet the same law that they make, they break them. He slapped a policeman 3 times in the full glare of cameras. And he denied that what we saw was probably AI or some magic that happened in front of the camera. Up till now, this country called Ghana has not been able to give the policeman any justice. We tried to go into the story. The policeman was threatened by his own bosses. Why he spoke to the media. because they want to hide the dirty skeletons of this dirty guy called Afenyo Markin. My brother, my sister, hey, we will speak truth to power no matter what. This is the guy. He's called Afenyo Markin. Hey, he has decided to speak against Kennedy Agyapong, but tactfully, brilliantly. What has he told Kennedy Agyapong? Watch this.
Sabi, bibini na senkoya endi wakumechi. Emma akumano enfroso to the extent that obeko radio ako kesetia wawo party. Anaso se party mu nsem wodi kogu abonten. Mesremo Yewo papa Dr. Bawumia yetu abamano 31st January. Media dia minim na medi ho adanse. Ondai impenimfo bia sese otu omuso anamo. Se dia beya nka bomba ba no. Sa anamo no papa no otu. Onu ankasa sebi oni obi mpo kasa eni die kwan so onfa tumi ne nwowa no ho
Osahin Afenyo Markin Alexander. That's him. He's saying there's no need for any member of the party to go out and spill the beans about the party, no matter what. The man that we all voted for as our flag bearer, Bawumia, has not even had a wink of sleep. He can't even bat his eyelids from when we voted him. He's been going around making sure that he visits everybody so that there will be unity in the party. And then the crowd applauded. Never for once go out there and spill the beans about the party. I don't agree. Much as it sounded brilliant, my brother, my sister, they should rather encourage the speaking of the truth. If my party is at fault, you must go out there and say that. My brother, my sister, if your party was busily selling government contracts, it's a dirty, silly party. Agenda 111, according to Kennedy Agyapong, not even one hospital was completed. Yet all these people were doing propaganda with that. We finished 50 hospitals, 70 hospitals, and if you go yet, they mention places that did not exist on the map. Because they know the average Ghanaian doesn't even like to read. So they play on the ignorance of the average Ghanaian and fatten their pot bellies with stolen money belonging to the people. Agenda 111. You couldn't finish it. Not even one hospital. Now you are putting pressure on a government that did not start it to complete one of those hospitals. My brother, my sister, Kennedy Agyapong says it's wrong. And then number two, he says he will expose the party. Will Kennedy Agyapong listen to Afenyo Markin and back down? He's promised that he will go full mast. But again, Kennedy is one man they can easily talk to and everything will be forgotten. I am tempted to think that sometimes when he needs the attention of his party, sometimes when they treat him like the red herring that they think he is, sometimes when they treat him like the stepchild that he is, and he needs the attention, coming out of the cold, he will set the whole party on fire so he can keep warm. Is he going to do it this time? Or they will talk him into quietness again. He mentioned 5 people. He will never go on the same political campaign platform with them. And it's clear. It's the black pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. Why Mahama has refused to see Sedina Tamaklo. Now, the she thief was extradited from America. My brother, my sister, she was living in Las Vegas, the gambling city. We have shown you with documents how she got a driver's license, how she tried to maneuver her way into getting a green card via a certain fake marriage. This is Sedina Tamaklu Sharon Ationu. She was the boss of NYA, National Youth Authority, and then became the boss of Maslock. This is Sedina Tamaklu Ationu. She was a thief right from the start. She stole a lot of money, my brother, my sister, to the tune of 90 million Ghana cedis. And when the matter was taken to court, she ran outside the country to seek treatment via the consent of the court, only for her to stay there for 5 years. Whilst we were sitting here brooding over our stolen resources, she was busily attending Beyonce concerts in Vegas and some other places and spitting on us when we were running around with a dirty DDEP, domestic debt exchange program, a disease that was worse than Ebola. We all remember the E-levy, a wild animal that devoured us, like in the days of Jonah, when he was swallowed by the whale. Or was it a shark? My brother, my sister, this is Sedina Tamaklu Sharon Christine Ationu, a she thief. She was sentenced to 10 years in absentia. She laughed at Ghanaians. I'm not returning. I'm now an American. Oh my God. But we spent money, more money, after what she stole from us. Her assistant was already jailed. Yet she was hiding there, living off some NDC people over there in America and beyond. But the long arms of the law, the long arms of our ancestors will never fall asleep and become limp. We ran after her. We spent 150,000 American dollars to put her on a plane to bring her over to Ghana. And it looks like all of a sudden we're hearing some voices, guttural voices in the shadows. Oh, she's in prison custody. Oh, she's here. Oh, she's there. Oh, she's here. She's there. My brother, my sister, many people think that politicians will do all they can to protect their own. Same way Afenyo Markin is saying, don't ever talk about the party issues outside. Are they going to protect this woman? Manasseh, Awini, Azure, the Bongo boy is a renowned journalist that every Ghanaian knows. Manasseh Awini Azure is an award-winning journalist. He's a very credible journalist. He's an anti-graft journalist. He's now in America lecturing in one of the universities there. And everyone in Ghana can attest to the credibility of Manasseh Awini Azure. If he's wrong, then it's not intentional. Manasseh granted an interview to Channel 1 TV. And in that interview, he spoke about Sedina Tamaklu Ationu Sharon Christine. What did Manasseh say? What did Manasseh think about the extradition and the subsequent incarceration of Sedina Tamaklu Christine Sharon Ationu, the woman who was born on the 17th of December 1965. Manasseh got through. Watch this.
I have heard, and many people in Ghana may also have heard, that we have a system in this country when some influential people, when they are convicted and said to be in jail, don't actually go to prison. The system has a way of keeping them somewhere, and once in a while showing them in and out. It is a whole lot of mess. I don't think anything prevents this administration from telling us that, look, this person has come in, he came in on this date, he's in Sawan prison, or he's at the cantonment police, and if anybody goes there, they will find him. I don't think anything stops the government from being clear on that. So where the government intends to hide something where there is no reason to hide it, it only fuels suspicion. And as I sit here, I cannot trust that Sedina Tamaklo is in custody just because somebody tells me he is in custody. I don't trust that.
He was raised by a watchman father. He went through hardship. He knows the value of loyalty, honesty, probity, and accountability. This is Manasseh Awini Azure. He's a son of Pastor Mensa Otabil, to whom he has vouched so much loyalty. This is Manasseh. Whereas Manasseh said that is not correct, he cannot believe from where he is sitting that because somebody in the NDC has said that Sedina is in jail or in prison custody, it means that it is correct. And he told us something. And this is a journalist who likes to research. You know what he said? He said the system has a way of imprisoning in quotes special VIP people in its own way without making them go to prison. Once in a while, they let them pop up in prison and then they pull them out and put them in 5-star hotels where they fatten their big fat bellies. He said the system has a way of doing that. And from where he sits, it looks like Tamaklu is a high profile, some such somebody. My brother, my sister. And she might be going through this. It pains me so much that a man who met John Dramani Mahama, met Akufo Addo, wrote a whole book on Mahama and all that, will sit back and say some of these things. It's because the system is failing us when it comes to justice. In America, we told you this last week. When somebody goes to jail, they tell us which jail we can find them in. They tell us their prison numbers. If we want to visit them, we write to the prison authorities, and the prison authorities contact them to find out if they will want such a visit. My brother, my sister, in our country, we don't have that. All the prisoners in America, if you Google them, you will find out which prison they are in and their prison numbers. Sometimes why they even went to prison. In our country, no. Sedina came in. She's in prison custody. It's a very beautiful way of saying that she's not in prison. Prison custody is not prison. Do you understand that? Hey, if Sedina Tamaklo, Sharon, Christine, Ationu is sent to moving pick, I pray she's not there. 5-star hotel, and she's fed 10 times a day. and she's guarded by the prison authorities. That is prison custody. Are you aware? She doesn't have to be in prison for it to be prison custody. To be in prison is different from being in prison custody. It means you are at a place that is accessible to the prison officers. So you could even be in heaven as long as prison officers are standing by and looking at you. You are in prison custody. That is what Manasseh is talking about. My brother, my sister, but since she returned, Mahama has never been interested in seeing this woman. Yes, Mahama tried to get her back to face justice, and she decided not to come. She was interested in the fake green card that she will get. She was more interested in the Beyonce concerts. She was more interested. I don't want to say this other thing. It's so damning. I'll keep it. I will be a good boy today. My brother, my sister, she was more interested in those nasty things rather than accounting, yes, for her tenure of office, her stewardship. Can I tell you more? Why is Mahama not interested in seeing the face of Sedina? When she was boss of Maslock, my brother, my sister, she ordered some vehicles that were supposed to go to the creative arts and also the transport union. And those cars, you know what she did with that? Let me be specific and accurate with you. Come here. Run the dossier. Watch this, my youth. Hey! My brother is crazy. Sedina Tamaklo Ationu Sharon Christine. It's like demonic names. Christine, Sharon. 350 cars were supposed to be procured. My brother, my sister. And she inflated the prices of the cars. So if a car was supposed to go for 10 Ghana, she probably made it 38 Ghana. To the point of stealing about 18 million on these cars alone. Yes, Sedina Tamaklo Ationu was involved in a major state-backed vehicle procurement scheme meant for the creative arts and transport sectors, though she did this as the CEO of the Microfinance and Small Loans Center, Maslock. Microfinance and Small Loans Center. In the run-up to the 2016 elections, Maslock partnered with the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts to distribute Chevrolet and Fiat saloon cars under a vehicle hire purchase scheme. Listen, Fiat and what? Chevrolet. The program targeted prominent entertainers, Black Rasta, not part, musicians, and members of the Ghana Actors Guild to help them own reliable commercial or personal vehicles. The Mahama administration wanted to do this. A lot of creatives were dying poor. So look at what happened. A massive scandal emerged when audits and investigative journalists revealed that the prices of 350 vehicles procured under her watch, which also included Isuzu buses for the GPRTU, were heavily inflated. The state reportedly paid over 18 million more than the showroom price for the fleet. 18 million Ghana cedis. Mahama added because she inflated the prices. Because of the higher purchase prices were fixed so high, yes, the transport unions rejected many of the vehicles. They said, no, we don't want to be in this kind of corruption. Causing dozens of cars to sit abandoned and rot in the weeds behind the Accra International Conference Center. A lot of the buses. In fact, the creatives, a lot of them refused this and said, no. How can this thing cost 10 Ghana and then they are selling this to us at 38? Higher purchase. No, we don't want that. And you know what? She pocketed all this money. Meanwhile, the subset of celebrities, actors and actresses who did receive the vehicles allegedly defaulted on their installment plans and refused to pay back the state. They said, if the state can sit down and watch this thief steal all this money, why should we even pay? Yes, we ain't sure. So they took the car and refused to pay. That shit away. And when Mahama invited her, come here, see what happened, and asked her, where is the rest of the money? Did you procure all the cars? What happened to the cars? We're told that, oh, Lordina came and used part of the money to buy Abubuya. Lordina, your wife, she came and took part of the money to buy Abubuya to be distributed. How much did the Abubuya cost? She wasn't ready to say. Tell us. How much did the Abubuya cost? Answers were not forthcoming. Mahama walked out of the meeting in anger. You have betrayed me and my government. Right now, everybody, all the journalists are talking about it. How much you have inflated these things? The few that were supplied are out there. Nobody wants to pay. The higher pitches. The others that you procured are sitting in the weeds, getting rotten. And walked away. From that time, Mahama has hated the face of this woman, the she-thief. Thankfully, she went to court, and this was one of the things that got her jailed.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.